and welcome to Gravel Trap Legends Sports 2000 Series, Round 4 finding us at Brands Hatch for the second endurance round. Mr Magic Mass has put the Kircher on pole position after a stiff competition from Travis, Jimmy Ricard and Gunner. Brands Hatch was a shake-up for some of the top runners. Several incidents knocked out a couple of the big players and opened up some opportunities for the hard-working mid-pack. Big Dollop was about to have a very good night, as was Rangy. His injuries that have kept him out of the cockpit seemed to be healing well, and tonight was going to be his best result so far. TB9, Left and Viper did not make the grid. Technical problems, illness and life getting in the way of some really good racing at a challenging and technical circuit. Several of GTL drivers expressing before the race that Brands Hatch was a personal bugbear. It's a narrow circuit, just under 4 kilometres long with 9 major corners. It's got many height changes and a very uneven surface, all things that little MCR cars don't really like with their stiff suspension and ultra-low ride height. 21 drivers on the grid, 18 will finish tonight. September 5pm start will mean the race will finish in the last evening light. Rain was threatened earlier for the week, but now the track is dry and warm and drivers will take the start and Magic gets a shocker. Travis has been suffering from bad starts all series and he manages to get it right and takes 4th position, but Jimmy Ricard gets away very cleanly and leads Gunner in 2nd and Esky in 3rd on the opening laps at Brands Hatch. Jimmy Ricard came to Brands Hatch in 2nd place overall, and a start like this is what dreams are made of, but unfortunately it's not going to be Jimmy's night. He gets caught up in someone else's incident and along with some technical problems he will retire from the race. But for now in the opening laps he leads and he looks all business. It's a real shame for Jimmy. He has done well all series and eventually the car just becomes unsafe to drive and Jimmy parks it up. Magic has the opposite night. He bogged down on the start line and now running 5th. A rough start, but the series leader is going on to have a fantastic night. Magic received a penalty from race control for a poor pass at Donington last round, and Magic is very careful this week, taking his time and making all his passes squeaky clean. He sizes Travis up but bides his time, and this serves him well. Magic is a master of these light little point and squirt cars, and he'll take the lead of the race on lap 5 and keep that lead for the whole 75 minutes, even during his pit stop for a splash of fuel. A very nearly perfect race for Magic, leaving round 4 at the very top of the leaderboard and looking very safe going into round 5 at Silverstone. On screen, Magic takes Travis for 4th place through Hawthorn, squeaky clean. Gunner draws up level with Jimmy in a battle over the lead, side by side along clearways. Great racing, heaps of respect between these drivers. However, side by side slows them down and allows Esky to close up the gap. Grab him straight, Gunner has the lead, but Jimmy has the inside into Paddock Hill and that's the faster line. Esky knows it too and he slots him behind and he goes on the attack. Gunner loses out. He has to move back into 3rd place. A great attack, great safe racing, foiled this time, but there is still 70 minutes of racing. Gunner's in no hurry, he can wait for better opportunities. Rangy also on the attack. He gets to the inside of Cuckoo into Druids and takes 6th position, very cleanly done. Jimmy, Esky, Gunner, Magic, Travis, Rangy, Cuckoo, tight little battle pack, all individually capable of leading this race. Great racing. Magic slipped past Gunner into Paddock and he's on the inside of Esky too. They go side by side up to Druids. Magic taking his time, making a good pass. Druids and Magic makes it 2nd place. So many top drivers. Esky and Gunner getting side by side in the background. Esky has the inside, keeping 3rd place for now. Behind them, Rangy is closing in on Travis. And Rangy makes his move through Pilgrim's Drop. Rangy's really enjoying these little MCRs. Only 525 kg, they turn easily and Rangy drives them like a go-kart, using the throttle to rotate the machine. Very similar style to Magic. If either driver can get even a tiny gap on the inside of a corner, then they can squeeze their car through. Magic riding in the draft from Jimmy Ricard, then he makes his move. Remember, Jimmy is having some technical issues and is doing great to stay in the lead, but there is no denying Magic has these MCRs on another level. Magic takes the lead and they come around to start their 5th lap. From here, Magic is unstoppable. The battle for 2nd, however, is basically a 3-way scrap between Jimmy, Gunner, Esky, Rangy, Travis and Cuckoo. These guys are all over each other. Brilliant racing with no punches pulled. It is fantastic to watch such skilled operators in close combat, but unfortunately there is only so long such intense fighting can go on before there is a mistake. Going into Druids, and Eski clips Gunner's tail, and that sends Gunner and Jimmy off the track and into the barrier. It's not a hard hit, but it's a shame to see after such good racing, and it will earn Eski a "please explain" from the stewards. Gunner recovers quickly, but this has done nothing for Jimmy's problems, and it won't be long before he calls it a day. Magic building up his lead. His aim is to have a safe gap so when he pits he can retain the lead. Travis has moved into second place while Rangy is back on the attack on the Cuckoo. Cuckoo's not a fan of Brands Hatch and was not looking forward to this round. And his opinion of Brands Hatch was not about to get any better either. Rangy clips the back of Cuckoo on Brabham Straight and sends Cuckoo into the wall at 240 km an hour. It's a monster crash and Cuckoo's day is over. The safety car is deployed, but it's too late for Cuckoo. The car cannot get back to pits and there is no chance of repair. Cuckoo retires. After a win the week before, this is really unfortunate. 30 laps later and Magic is still comfortably in the lead. Travis is another front runner who has recently come to grief. While running in second he got tangled up in a spinning backmarker crash and has pitted for repairs, rejoining the race back in 7th. Magic is sitting on a 20-second gap, just about enough for a quick splash and dash and maybe keep the lead. Eski and Gunner are still fighting over second place. Gunner has already pitted. He managed to dash into pits in the last moments during the safety car for Cuckoo's crash, so he knows he should be able to wait out Eski and pass him while he stops for fuel. However, Eski has a reputation for being able to eke out every last drop from a fuel tank. The race is 75 minutes long and the MCR fuel tank should only last 68 minutes. But to Eski that number is just a challenge. He has proven many races he can get more out of a car tank than should be possible, leaving Gunner in a dilemma. Push hard past Eski or risk that Eski will manage another no-stop miracle. Big Dollop up to 4th place, great to see. He got 2nd place at Snetterton in round 1 and since then his best finish has been a 10th at Alton Park, so it's exciting to see this very fast racer back up the front where he belongs. Dollop came to Brands Hatch in 10th overall, but a good finish tonight will boost him up to 6th, sitting just 5 points behind Jimmy Ricard. And Skull Payne is in 5th as another good driver getting some well-deserved time up front. His best result so far has been a 9th at Donington, but good consistent finishing brought him up to Brands Hatch in a very respectable 11th place. Now a strong result tonight will take him to 8th and just 3 points behind Cuckoo. And Travis fighting his way back into 7th place. Barron having a great night in 8th. At the end of the race he described this as his best drive yet. And Pixel joining the Sports 2000 series here at round 4. Great to have him on the grid. But it was Magic Mass's night. He took checkers on lap 49, 50 points for the win, and so he moves on to round 5 with 194 points, 35 points clear of 2nd place, a very comfortable safety margin. And in that 2nd place spot is now Eski, who finishes 3rd place at Brands Hatch, the fuel gauge getting the better of him. He pitted for a splash and dash on the very last lap, very nearly making it a no-stopper, but earning the very patient Gunner 2nd place honours. Just behind Eski on the leaderboard, trailing by just 2 points, is Travis. The troubles for the top drivers at Brands Hatch, shuffling up the top order, but also serving only to widen the gap to Magic. Magic has not won the series yet, but it's looking more and more like a competition for 2nd place. Ranger is now 4th on the leaderboard, and Big Dollop taking that 6th place. Skull Plane closing to within 3 points of Cuckoo, and Barron now up to 12th. Well done.